Welcome to another JMC weekly webinar. Today, we're going to be taking a look at utilizing the features of JMC's refreshed new family enrollment portal. Thank you all for taking the time out of your week to join us. We love to take some time on our weekly webinars to update you with new features, new things that are rolling out, things that have been added, and all of the latest at JMC, anything that may be timely in your work in your schools at this time of year. I'm Chris Cooper. My experience with JMC, I joined JMC 3 years ago. I've been in education for 18 years in various capacities. I am in Western Nebraska, where I have been a coach, teacher, administrator, counselor, and many other roles adjacent to education. And I am currently working with JMC as a client service specialist and on the training and support teams. And I believe we have Lisa Daly with us as well today, who's going to be helping to keep an eye on the chat, answer questions, and keep us rolling. So Lisa, if you are able, would you unmute and give a little introduction as well?
Yes, hi Chris. I am Lisa Daly and I am in Eastern Iowa. I've been in education for about 25 years and I've been using JMC all those years, either as a school counselor or as a high school English teacher.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for joining and helping out. And we will be keeping an eye on those questions as questions appear over the course of our presentation. Please do hold those questions until the Q&A session at the end of each section. If you want to communicate with Lisa and I, feel free to use the Q&A chat feature in your webinar toolbar, and we'll be keeping an eye on that and trying to answer those questions as we go. So what are we here for today? Out with the old, in with the new. A better process. New families in the district is great news. It means new students, growth, and opportunity, but it can also mean a substantial amount of paperwork and a significant burden on office staff. If the process is clunky, manual review and data entry create an additional administrative workload and increase the likelihood of errors. The result can be time-consuming, inefficient, and lead to delays in the enrollment process. At JMC, we say there's a better way. JMC's new family enrollment portal streamlines the entire enrollment process, automating data entry and eliminating the need for manual paperwork. The portal makes it simple for families to submit their enrollment data while enabling quick, efficient review by office staff. With improved accuracy and time savings, an efficient enrollment process benefits both the districts and the families that we serve. So a quick look, this is the third part in a series. We've been talking about this, and today we're going to get down into more of the nitty gritty. We're going to really look at how is the new enrollment process going to work. And so we're going to do a quick overview of the new family enrollment portal and what it will look like and what its functions will allow for our schools. The refreshed new family enrollment portal allows families to quickly enter their demographic data, enrollment forms, and all other essential information about students who are going to be newly enrolled in your district from the comfort of their home, anytime, night or day. Once they submit their data, new contact and student records can be viewed and accepted in the office with a click of a button. So here are 7 ways that our new family enrollment portal will benefit your district community. First, 24/7 online registration access. New families can fill out that online application at their convenience, any time of day, anywhere they are, eliminating the need for those multiple visits to the district office to get enrolled. Number 2, it's a time saver for the office and new families. Instead of the hassle of visiting the district office to obtain paper forms, families can fill them out and well, they typically filled them out and returned them manually, but with our streamlined process, school staff can easily accept applications electronically with just a few clicks. Plus, there's no need for manual data entry into JMC Office, and demographic data is seamlessly pulled right into the system. Number 3, clear and personalized communication. JMC ensures families stay up to date with regular updates and personalized messages, providing them with valuable insights into the status of their application and fostering that strong connection with the district from the very beginning of the relationship. Number 4, a seamless transition. The portal facilitates a seamless transition for families by providing them with a centralized platform to submit a comprehensive profile of their child. From parent or guardian details to additional information vital for the district's understanding of their child, everything is conveniently accessible in one place. 5, say bye-bye to outdated systems. With traditional paper and pencil application processes, The risk of lost submissions, shuffled paper, or missing pieces is ever present. However, by transitioning your district's enrollment process online, GMC's new Family Enrollment Portal eliminates errors stemming from manual data transfer, as all necessary information from prospective families is sent directly from them to you right within JMC Office. Number 6, accurate data collection and review. JMC's new Family Enrollment Portal ensures accurate data entry by enabling new families to review and edit their information before submitting it to the office, catching any errors before final submission. And finally, fewer enrollment roadblocks. Families wanting to join the district face fewer roadblocks with handy features like a progress bar for seamless navigation, multi-language support, and easy information editing and review options, all enhancing the user experience. So now we're going to kind of dive into those pieces, those details, and really see what it looks like. But I will pause and see, do we have any questions at this point? Anything that you see, Lisa, or that you'd like to add before we jump into the details?
Nope, it looks like we're ready to go.
All right, then we'll keep rolling so we can get through all of those pieces. A few key takeaways in understanding the new Family Enrollment Portal. It gives families access to enroll in the district anywhere, anytime. It saves time both on the family's end and the office end by making that handoff very swift. And a benefit alert here, JMC makes it easy for you to say just what you want to say. A lot of those welcome screens, ending screens, and the emails that follow are fully customizable, so you can communicate exactly what you want your families to know. So let's dive into utilizing features of JMC's Refreshed New Family Enrollment Portal as a new family. The problem that we were facing is that all data is funneled through the office. Office professionals were once the gatekeepers of all that came into the system. This inefficient process meant hefty workloads for office pros and excluded families from the process of sharing their own information and data with the school system. So JMC's solution is for families to enter their own data, allowing them convenient access and the ability to manage their information, providing them with a sense of ownership and autonomy. The shift in responsibility from office staff to families not only streamlines the enrollment process, but it helps to ensure data accuracy and reduce that administrative workload. JMC's new Family Enrollment Portal saves families time and frustration by offering one place through which they can submit all that registration information. And as you can see from our graphic here, home or on the go should be available via desktop, laptop, tablet, phone, whatever is most convenient for your families. And it's been optimized so it will look great and be a clear process throughout. Your prospective new school district, if you're a new family, will send you a link for their new family enrollment page where you can fill out your family's contact information and student demographic data. And once finished, submit the information to kick off the enrollment process with the district. And here's a look of what that will look like for families once they get that invitation. To start the enrollment process, new families, read through your school's instructions on the welcome page and click Get Started when you're ready to start the enrollment process. So here are actual looks at what the new family enrollment will be looking like as we roll it out. Step 1 for a family is to enter your family's contact information and the anticipated start date in the Enter Parent Guardian Information section to provide essential contact details to your school. Step 2, click the Next button to proceed to the Add Contacts for those outside of your household section. Helpful tip, if you are entering information for a 2-parent household, enter both of the parents' first names in the first names field to list both parents as primary contacts. And fun fact, the progress bar at the top of the screen monitors your progress toward completing the new family enrollment form throughout the entire process. And we can see that right up here. And what is also fun to mention is that you can actually jump back to anything using that progress bar. There are links to any section that you've already completed. If a family wants to go back and edit, they can use that progress to jump right to the section that they need to review. Step 3, click the Add a Contact link to enter contact information for people from separate households who are connected to your students. Step 4, enter the contact information for additional contacts you would like associated with your child or children, like grandparents, an aunt or uncle, daycare provider in the appropriate fields. Step 5, click the Add Contact button to include the contact information with your enrollment submission, or click the cancel button to discard it. Step 6, repeat those steps 3 through 5 to add information for any additional contacts you would like attached to your child or children. As a helpful tip, click the pencil icon next to a contact to edit the contact information, or click the trash icon to delete a contact. Step 7, click the next button to proceed to the enter information for your child or children section. Step 8, click the add a child card to enter your student's demographic and educational background information. Step 9, enter your child's name, date of birth, grade, and other important information to share with your new school. And step 10, click the add child button to save your child's information, or click the cancel button to discard it. As another helpful tip, click that pencil icon next to a name to edit the child's information. Anytime throughout the process, when you see that pencil icon, it's going to allow you to edit the information you have already entered, or a trash icon to delete, in this case, the child that you've entered, or a contact in the other circumstance. Step 11, click the add a child link to enter information for another new child, or click the next button to proceed to the enter any helpful comments about your children section. Step 12, enter any additional information you would like the school to know about your child or children in the comments field. And then step 13 is click the go to review button to save your comments and to proceed to the review what you've provided before submitting section. This is a really handy page before submitting those pieces where a family can review all of the contacts, parent information, children's information that they've filled out throughout the process, and can jump back to edit any of those pieces as needed. So step 14 is to review the information entered in each section of the new family enrollment form and click the pencil icon if needed in order to edit the information provided. Fun fact, once you've updated enrollment information, you can return directly to the review section by clicking the back to review button, or walk through the remaining steps by clicking the next button, which is at the bottom of this page. Step 15, place a check mark in the I'm not a robot recaptured box to confirm that you are not a bot. Step 16, click that submit button to send your enrollment information to your school. And as a fun fact, a high five pop-up will inform you that your enrollment information has been successfully submitted and will detail the next steps in the enrollment process. So we are going to go right to questions here. We don't have a database with a live look at this piece of it, so we're going to go right to questions, and it does look like we have a few, and we'll see if we can get those answered.
Yep, Chris, we got a couple of questions. First question up from Tori. When will this start to roll out? Our desktop setting does not currently look the way you have shown.
That's exactly right, Tori. This has all been refreshed. All these screens are the new design, the new look that JMC's we're working into every screen eventually of the entire program. So we know it'll be out in the next few weeks. We don't have an actual fixed start date because it is in the last round of development right now. So you should be able to look for it mid-spring here. Good question. Do we have another question?
Great. And then Beth had the question of how do you keep from getting the same family entered numerous times in the database? For example, John Smith listed with his own family and then 2 other times as an uncle emergency contact.
Okay, that's a good question. And some of that is going to depend on families. Whatever they enter is going to be able to be imported here. And obviously, clearly, the office can't control what a family is entering from the comfort of their own home. But we will take a look in the next section at importing, and you can actually select which contacts will be imported. So if you know already that it's a duplicate, then you can opt not to import that second contact or the uncle or whatever that role is. And then once we're in JMC, you always have the option as well of merging contacts. So if you do get John Smith 3 times, you can use the merge contacts feature to consolidate those contacts into one, so that they are not, clogging up or filling up your address book there. So great question. And we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at the office side of things in the next section. Okay, are we ready to continue rolling for now?
Yes, we are good to go.
Okay, so just pointing out a couple little tips as we wrap up this section. You can track your progress here with this handy progress bar across the top. I think that's a great feature that we've added. We were going to actually roll this out a little earlier, speaking to that first question, but we realized we can make it even better by adding a few features. And this is one of those features that we added, a progress bar that is navigable. Is that the word I'm looking for here? Where you can jump forward and backward in the process right from the top of the screen, and parents and families can see exactly where they are in the process and how close they are to the end. We also have added the language settings, which are available right on the page, allowing new families to communicate in the way that is most comfortable for them. And then just pointing out that you can add and edit information for any of those contacts or children throughout the entire process. Okay, so as we were looking at the new look here and the Refreshed New Family Enrollment Portal, we want to give families that flexibility to fill out this information, to have a clean, streamlined process, to make it clear to them from start to finish, wherever they are, at home or on the go. So now we're going to take a look at the features of the new Family Enrollment Portal on the office side of things. The problem that we were facing was no notification for new students. In the past, office professionals had no real way of knowing when a new family had filled out and submitted their application for enrolling their child in the district, unless the family reached out directly to the school. Our solution is this new family enrollment process. In JMC Office, as soon as a family submits their enrollment forms, school staff members are promptly notified on the main JMC Office homepage. This immediate notification enables office staff to quickly review the application and initiate the enrollment process for the student. The new Family Enrollment Portal allows families to quickly enter that new information, as we saw before, online, and share that with the school office for review. After they've submitted the enrollment information, the office staff can immediately view the information and choose to reject or accept the new family contacts and the student information. Accepting the information automatically creates the family and student records in JMC Office for you. To get started reviewing submissions and accepting new families into your district, log into JMC Office and go to Enrollment Forms, Family Enrollment Forms, or click the Pending Family Enrollment Submissions alert on your JMC homepage. And we'll look at that in our live look here in a second. You can always find them here by going to Enrollment Forms, Family Enrollment Forms, and there is also that little notification alert on the home screen when you sign into JMC Office. Once there, select Pending from the drop-down list to review data submitted by families that has not yet been accepted by the office. Step 2, click a family name from the incoming contacts list to select the family information to review. If you have multiple families that have submitted their information, you're going to see a list right here in this box in the order that they were received. And that is what this fun fact is about. JMC will list families in the order that their submissions were received to ensure a first come, first served status. And that's significant for some of our private and charter schools that have a limit of families who can apply. Step 3, review the contacts in the proposed new contacts box to verify that the information submitted is ready to be imported. So here's your chance to look through and see, is this good? Is this good information? Does it look to be complete? Do I want to import this contact? And you're going to see the same here for contact 2, contact 3, contact 4, however many contacts have been submitted. And that is one opportunity, if you have a family that you know you already have a contact for, to deselect the import of that contact so you don't end up with multiples there. The helpful tip speaks to that. If you do find a contact that you do not want to import, simply remove the checkbox, the check mark from the import contact checkbox to discard part of the submission. Fun fact, pre-existing records in JMC will be marked red with the import contacts checkmark removed to avoid creating duplicate contacts. So we do try to identify some of those. We can't catch them if they have little variations in them when the families are submitting them. But those are typically, if there is an identical contact, those should be marked with red and let you know that, so that you would hopefully avoid an absolute duplicate of a contact. Although it is tricky because sometimes as families are putting things in, there's a little variation that we are not able to catch. Step 4, review the proposed new student list and choose the appropriate building from the building drop-down list to assign each student to a building. Helpful tip, to import the family record but skip specific students, simply remove the checkmark from the import student checkbox. So similarly, each student is going to have a checkbox there as well. Step 5, which is optional, allows you to click the print button and save a PDF or print a copy of the new family registration information here at the bottom of the page for your future reference. Step 6, click the accept button to import the family and student information, or click the reject button to omit data import from the application. So if you click that accept button, you're going to accept everything with that checkbox, every contact with the checkbox, every student with the checkbox. If you click the reject button, you're going to reject all of the data that's here. Fun fact, after accepting a family, information for the next family will automatically display on the incoming contacts list, allowing you to keep the process of accepting new families rolling. So as I finish up with the Ericksons, if I had another family here, the new family would automatically display there as well. Helpful tip. When you accept or reject a family's application, JMC will email the family the predefined messages that are set up in the enrollment forms, family enrollment settings, providing families with the next steps they need to proceed. And we are going to take a look at that in the next section. So if you have questions specifically about that, you might want to hold that until we finish the next section. But for right now, we're going to take a live look and then answer any questions about reviewing new family enrollment submissions. So here I am in JMC Family, and my help widget is popping up here. I've signed in to JMC Office. That's what I meant to say there. I think I said JMC Family, but I'm signed into JMC Office, and I see right here at the bottom of my alerts that I have a pending family enrollment submission. I can click right on that and go to the page that we've been looking at, or I can come over here to enrollment forms and click on family enrollment forms. And then I'm going to see my list here of pending families. I can select from the list. The first on the list is already displaying. I can choose to import the contact or not. Perhaps I know I already have Simon in. Simon is an uncle of another student in the example that you all provided before. So I would choose not to import that contact at the time and just to import the student, or I can choose to accept both. Once I've looked through all the data and all the pieces there and they look good to me and I'm ready to import them, I can simply click this accept button, or I can click the reject button. And before I do that, if I want to save a PDF for future reference, I'm going to go ahead and use that print button to generate that. So I'm going to go ahead and click accept at this point. And then you'll see I have no one else pending here. I can always go back and access an application by using the completed. And then you can scroll through and see those that have already been processed. These are in then alphabetical order. And I finished accepting all my pending contacts. So let's see, do we have any questions pertaining to this section?
Yep, we do have one.
Okay.
Mia was wondering if we already have a sibling, will using the online enrollment link the kids?
Good question. And our preference is going to be that our preference is going to be not to use new family enrollment for that purpose. We're going to use registration for the new year for that, because then a family who is already in the system can add a student. So that's going to be a separate look. I don't have the family pulled up right now, but new family enrollment is really for families that are totally new to your district. So this would be families who've moved in, who are opting in, whatever those circumstances would be. We want to instead use registration for online registration for the upcoming year. For those who are going to add. And so I can look at that here under JMC Family and those settings there. So great question, Mia, but we want to probably use the online registration for that piece. And then yes, they would be linked because they would be sharing contacts that are already in the system there. Okay.
Okay,
Lisa,
and then Beth's question, where does the note from parent land when it is accepted?
that is a really great question, and you might have stumped me, Beth. I am not sure that I know that piece. Lisa, do you know that piece? I'm gonna fish around a little bit here for the student that we just imported and see if I can find that it lands. I think it's supposed to be primarily, this is my guess, I think it's supposed to be primarily a note just for the registration process. So I don't think it's imported to the permanent file. I think it's just a note to say, in the case of the Billy that we just introduced, for example, that she participated in how, and they just want the office to know that as you're processing it. I don't think it's meant to be a permanent note, but Lisa, if you know something other than me, you can go ahead and correct me.
I know in our district's case, our administrative assistant that accepts the registrations or the enrollments, they will make sure that note gets like copied and emailed to the right person. So they see it as they process it and then they delegate it from there, is how we've done it in the past.
That makes sense. That's good to know.
So if it pertains to something that would be for the school counselor, they send it to me.
Sure. So then on our completed application that we had just here for Simon, then I'm going to copy as I'm seeing that this probably and email that to our HAL, our high ability learning director, so that they get that right away. But yes, I think that sounds right. And I do not know of any field where it's imported and saved. I think it's really just meant for that processing moment. So you might want to grab it there if you think that you're going to need it for the future. Good question. And also a good opportunity to point out, if you think it's something that should be permanent, if you have families trying to use it in that way, another way, it's something that you'll want to save forever, then you can always use the submit a feature request link right up here in the right-hand side and make that a feature request. Our dev team is continuously looking at that. In fact, the majority of the features that we roll out come from those requests that have been submitted by JMC users like yourselves. So please do know that we review that all the time. So if you think that's something that really families are using in a different way and that would be helpful, you could put that in, and maybe that could be something you could suggest that it might be great for it to land in student data somewhere on this page as well, just as a suggestion. Okay. I think we'll keep rolling. We do have another section here. I know it's a bit long here, but we're going to keep rolling. So as we take a look at this, a quick review here, we know that those notes from parents that we were just discussing land here at the very top of the review process. So you can see them from the very beginning. Grab those right away. We know that this dropdown is going to allow you to access both your pending and completed enrollment submissions. And then just highlighting yet again that you can select the context that you want to import and make sure that you take the time to kind of determine if that's a contact you want to support or not. So our goal here is to make reviewing enrollment submissions easier than ever. You can accept or reject new family enrollment submissions to get a head start on data entry for new families enrolling in your district, all again in one pretty simple and consolidated place. Okay, this will be a short section. We want to take a quick look at what we could do to easily invite families to enroll. The problem we are facing is that enrolling can be confusing and inefficient, and so schools need a timely and effective way to invite interested families to enroll in their district. So our solution is to provide easy access for families where they are. The new family enrollment page offers a convenient link that can be easily shared with families, enabling them to submit their enrollment data at their own convenience. This allows families to complete the process at a time that suits them best, reducing the need for office staff to be directly involved in collecting all those little data pieces along the way. So we're going to take a quick live look at that. This is going to be where they're landing. This is what the updated look will be. Right now, it's going to look a little bit differently, but we know that, for example, this badge page, if you type in your school's, I guess their database URL right here, you're going to come to this badge page, and the new family enrollment for you, once it's turned on, I mean, it is turned on now, but it's not updated yet with the new screens, as we pointed out earlier. If you click this badge, then the easiest way is to grab that URL right there. I'm going to highlight it, Command C because I'm on a Mac, and grab that, and then I can paste that into any email and email it to any family, send it in any form that I would be communicating with them if you want to invite them right to that home page. This is the older look, but this is what it will look like with our rollout here in the next few weeks. You'll see when they land here that there is a JMC logo up on the upper left-hand corner that will give quick access to JMC's website, blog, and more. A notifications icon up in the upper right-hand corner will allow them to stay informed and up to date with latest information. There is a settings icon up there as well, and then a link to the Help Center here as well. And then your welcome message here that says, welcome to new families and students and how to get started. So they can do that right from the center of that page and on any device that they're on. Okay. I think I'll keep rolling. If there are any questions about that piece, really we're just highlighting there, grabbing that URL and emailing that to families so they have quick, direct, and easy access. But now we'd like to take a look at informing families of those next steps. We know it's a problem communicating with new families to inform those families about how to continue the process of enrollment. So schools need an efficient way to inform families about next steps. The solution that we've created is to provide custom instructions for families in the new Family Enrollment Portal. Guide your new families through the enrollment process, help them connect with your school by creating custom instructions and messages that families will see in the new Family Enrollment Portal when submitting an application to your district. Keep the enrollment process rolling by providing follow-up steps for families once their information has been accepted or rejected. So we have an example here of the new welcome screen and the types of custom instructions that can be displayed on that screen. And then we have a look here at some of those automated enrollment emails. Automated emails can be set up to provide important details about next steps to families who have successfully completed the enrollment process, been accepted into your school, or require additional information. By leveraging this feature, you can ensure timely communication and provide families with clear instructions on what to expect and what actions they still need to take. In order to set these custom messages up, we're going to head to enrollment forms and family enrollment settings. That's right below the link that we were looking at to process those new and pending submissions. Right below that, again, it's enrollment forms and family enrollment settings. And then we'll start customizing those portal instructions. Step 1, place a check mark in the new family enrollment application checkbox located in the application access box to allow families to access the enrollment application. So to make that page available to your families, this does need to be checked. Step 2, enter your school's custom message in the application submission message box to display a message to the family after they submitted their application. So this is going to be that closing screen, the high five screen where you have a custom message right here to say they've finished submitting it. It's all been sent to the office. Okay. Step 3 is to enter your school's custom message in the accepted application message box to email the family once their submission has been accepted in the office. So this is going to be the message that's sent after you have gone to the office, you've processed the pending application, and you've decided to accept it. This is the message that will be emailed out to the family via the email address that they supplied. Fun fact, when an application is accepted, JMC will email the family your message and include the family's JMC username with a link to set their family password. And that's something we saw on my example screen back here. You'll see it looks something like this. It lets the families know that it's been accepted by the office, and then immediately they have access to the family portal with their username and a link to set up their password. So that's pretty great because it just keeps them rolling right on through the entire process. Step 4, enter your school's custom message in the rejected application message box to email a message to the family upon rejection of the application in JMC office. So if something was incomplete, things did not look right, you weren't able to accept it, they're going to get this message, and that's where you would want to let them know whatever their next steps would be. That could be including information such as contact Jane in the office and the phone number to set up an appointment, or you could ask them to try again and say that your application was incomplete. Whatever is the custom message that you would like for your school's next steps to be, you'll want to be right here. And then once you've finished entering those custom messages, click the save button to save your custom messages for new families. So let's take a live look at creating custom application submission messages and where that is in JMC Office. Back here to JMC Office, I'm going to head right down to enrollment forms and click on Family Enrollment Settings. See, my checkbox is enabled here, so that means that new family enrollment application is available to all of the families in my database in our district. And then I have three different messages. The first is for the submission message at the end of the submission. The second is going to be once the submission has been received and processed by the office. If it was accepted, though, they will receive this message. And the third custom message is if it's been processed by the office but been rejected for whatever reason, being incomplete, or if enrollment is full at the time, or you just want to provide next steps to help them to be able to finish a successful application. And then the save button at the bottom of the screen ensures that anything that I add to this page or edit on this page is saved. So let's jump back and see if we have any questions. Lisa, is there anything up that we'll need to know?
Yeah, we have one more from Tori. Will JMC ever have a QR code that will bring you directly to the new student enrollment instead of having to grab the URL?
That's a good question, Tori. I guess I have a couple thoughts. One is that it is quite easy. There are a lot of tools in web browsers, a lot of tools that will allow you to create a QR code if that's something that's useful for you for any web page. So if you do a quick Google search, you should be able to, ask the question, something along the lines of, how do I create a QR code for a web page? And you will find tools in Chrome or whatever browser you're using that will allow you to do that. So you should be able to do that right away if that's something you'd like to do right away. And then in addition, I don't know that there are plans for that right now, but that does sound to me like a great submit a feature request here. And so if that's a QR code that you would be sending out a lot, and it sounds like it might be, then it seems like a good idea to submit that as a feature request and ask our development team to work on including that. Great questions. Okay. To recapture this, the goal here is to streamline that new family enrollment and to make it easy to communicate with your families. So we do that by letting the office know, by quickly accepting or rejecting, by sending out automated emails, and then making sure that you all know that you can customize those emails so that they do fit exactly what your school wants your families to know. Okay, a couple quick questions as we're wrapping up today. When will the new family enrollment portal be available? We are in early spring right now. We are hoping very soon. And so I'm going to say early to mid-spring, as we said earlier here. What will the cost be for the new family enrollment portal? The new family in portal is free. Any JMC school using it has access to it. You're just going to need to click that checkbox that we saw on the settings page to make sure it's turned on for families when you're ready for that piece. Question 3, how can I stay in the know about the Refreshed New Family Enrollment Portal? This is the Refresh rollout webinar series. If someone missed it, you can share the link. We will send them to everyone who is here so they can review today's webinar. We will have an in case you missed it version of this exact same presentation coming up in April. So if you think of a question and you want to hop on and ask a question at that point, you're welcome to, or if you would like to share it with someone else in your building, please feel free to let them know. That's coming up with our weekly webinars. Last chance here for any questions. I'm going to keep rolling as I don't think I see any, Lisa, but feel free to interrupt if something pops up.
Oh, we just had one pop up. Oh,
Okay.
just a compliment from Beth that says this looks like a great improvement. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Beth. Appreciate that. We've been working hard to make it better all the time, so it's great to know that it looks like it's something that will be useful. Thank you for that. Okay, JMC news and upcoming events. Lisa, I'm going to take a drink of water here. I've been talking a lot. Would you mind walking us through the next slide here?
No problem. Alrighty, coming up in our upcoming webinar schedule, we have April week number 1, tap into tags to differentiate students. Week number 2 is Minnesota MCCC EdFi reporting. The 10th will take us to connecting contacts in JMC. Week 3 is then featured on the 17th, prepping for back to school online registration, very timely before we exit this school year. And then on the 18th, utilizing the features of JMC's collaboration tools. And then lastly, in the 4th week of April, there is the EdFi work session. And then on the 24th, we have utilizing the features of JMC's Refreshed New Family Rollout Portal. Just one of those in case you missed it.
That's right. And that is exactly the recap of today's. If you have someone who you want to share that with, that would be this last one right here on the 24th of April. Thank you, Lisa. Bring, winter check-in calls are coming in hot. They should be wrapping up about now, but our CSS team has been calling schools to ensure that you've got the training and support you need. So hopefully you've heard from someone. If not, I'm sure that you will be soon. And one of the features we're talking about a lot is our robust new community messenger portal. So you can get to know that all-in-one tool. When you all follow the link to this afterwards, you're going to receive an email link with the link to this webinar posted on YouTube. And in the details there, you will also find a link to this presentation. So all of these links here are always clickable there, and you can jump right to them and not have to search for them. Sizzling June conferences. This year, we're getting a head start on all the fun. Join us in Minnesota on June 18th at Plymouth Community Center, or in Iowa on June 20th at the FFA Center, or both, I suppose, for JMC Learnings, a raffle, and a chance to win a piping hot pizza party for your school. You can go ahead and get those tickets today. And again, there's a live link here that will be available in the presentation. And thank you, Lisa. Thank you, all of you who have joined us today, for those really great comments and questions, and for helping us to keep things rolling. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you again soon.